Yo, what's up guys, welcome back, next match, Cross-Banlist Cup. Last match, Group F, we have two older decks. I think, I was about to say the oldest deck in the bottom part, but it's not true. It's a deck that's from 2018, Gouki's. It's, is it Prime Links? Well, not really. You still had stuff like Halqi Firebreaks, which, speaking of Halqi, which is by the way the second deck, but, so which deck has the advantage? We see that the people prefer or see that Gouki has the advantage. I'm not so sure about this part. Like disadvantage by that much. Like before, I felt that it would have been much closer. Looking at the votes, right, like 60-40 or something like that. But I think both decks have the advantage. Both decks have their strongest cards. Gouki having access to a Summon Sorceress, which is in not a European list. Again, we didn't have that available, I think. What was it? Prime Links or early Link format with the like extra Link and so on. That's basically the core, well, at least one of the core strategies of Gouki back then. What was it, Master Rule 4, the fact that your opponent and you were forced to use your extra monster zone for those extra deck summons made it so that extra linking your opponent out of the duel, they were not able to use their extra deck if you had like, that U-link going. And on top of that, the Gouki has access to a Gumblar, and it should be banned, right? Yeah, Firewall now came back with the errata. This is Firewall Dragon pre-errata, and of course having access to Gumblar Dragon as well. Going first, I feel Gouki. The thing with Gouki is that it's not running that many hand traps. So I guess Gouki, with that in mind, has a slight disadvantage compared to Releaser, Dragun. I don't think this particular deck was able to be played in the TCG. Like Jin was banned or something like that. I think so, yeah, ever since Necro's format, or maybe after. I don't know, actually. Anyway, so this was exactly game. Even with that, what is it, the Gouki that discards. It's the level 1, right? Anyway, so I think both decks in favor of Gouki. I think all of the, it's heavily built going first. And it has like a gazillion amount of hand traps going second. Like Gamma's Ash, I think, as well. Gamma Ash Ghost Ogre. Definitely, you can definitely use it against this deck, because Releaser Dragoon, if you haven't seen the deck, it might be new. It's just Halqi Turbo, so going for Halqi, and well, there are some different routes, but every route leads to the same end board of, depending on the extenders, etc., and the route itself, you can end on, what is it, Masquerina, or probably Masquerina, and Dragoon, obviously, the fusion for Omni Negations, Fairy Tail Snow, and of course the, what is it, Necros of Clausulus, I think, right? This one. The level 3, banish Jin from the graveyard, so now your opponent is not able to special summon. Necros format, this was kind of ridiculous. And depending on, like, if you open Tour Guide, if you open Sengan, those are the strong normal summons of the deck. They are all full combo. But in favor of Sengan, you can send, whatchamacallit, if you have Sengan, you can send a Fairy Tail as well. The Fairy Tail Snow. I mean, yeah, with Masquerina on field. Yeah, I think so. And Masquerina leads to Avramax, because now, because of the combo, you might be super low on life points, right? So you have to have stuff like Avramax to protect your board. Anyway, so there's Avramax, and this should be game, right? Yeah, the level 1 is not going to matter. What does it have? Battle damage or something like that for the next attack? It's something like that. Okay, so, 2-0, which, looking at the first two duels, I think justified. But no hand traps this time, well, only Imperm. The question is here, for Gouki, it feels like Isolde is not that big of a deal. Like, I think keeping Imperm for Firewall Dragon is much more crucial. So this is pre-errata Summon Sorceress, you can special summon something from deck, basically tutoring out another Gouki, right? Again, having those once per turn searches. Alright, the deck also has access to Gouki, Nightmare Goblin, to get the potential extra normal summon, but what is it? You need that co-link, right? Well, anyway, the thing is with this combo, like, this particular deck is running, what is it, double Nightmare Goblin. Like, after this, the fact that you were able to search Ibli with Nightmare, you can get Ibli in Graveyard, Firewall Dragon, get back your Ibli, and then use your extra normal summon to go, normal summon Ibli to reborn, like, your Nightmare, and etc. That's basically free Gumblar fodder. But the Imperm said no, but long story short, even though this is a link-based deck, so Ably in theory doesn't do that much, it does prevent you from special summoning monsters to the field, other than links, of course. So if you're able to, you know, prevent your opponent from using the ability for link summons, then they're a goner. Like me. It is what it is. Double normal summon, Fairy Tail, that's not best. O-Line is fine if you have an extender, again, full combo. But not this time. So Gumblar hits the field, 2 discards. Right, I think so. Yeps, 2 discards. Oh, and Call Bite. So I think both decks also have, what is it? Multiple Call Bites, I think. And Reaser Dragun also has access to... yeah. Also has access to Cross Out, but on the other hand, Gouki has access to the Midbreaker field. Ridiculous spell. Is it banned or is it restricted in the DCG? I think it's restricted. Anyway, so the Cross Out is important. You know, prevents the Gamma from, I guess, resolving. Makes sense. But there could, you know, there definitely could be more hand traps. So we'll see. No hand traps still. I think the combo lines for this particular deck are super straightforward. Always the same. You know, Halqi into Link Cross into... You could go for Herald. Leave Herald, probably, maybe. The thing is that Herald can search your, you know, your Necros engine for Jhin releaser, right? Put your opponent under Jhin. They probably lose. I don't think they main deck any out. The Ash here, I think the Ash prevented the Jhin from being sent to the graveyard, so that's fine. And Dragun is only 1 occasion. And okay, the Mask. Oh yeah, this is sick. Yeah, that's the thing. I was about to say Masquerina is only 1 interruption, but it's not. It's basically 3 interruptions with Fairy Tail, right? So put something face down. Sure, they bounce. Or was it sacrifice to search? But it's not going to be enough. We can go for Unicorn to bounce the Gouki. There's only 1 Gouki body in Graveyard, and I think Gouki Rematch needs to reborn 2. And, you know, Unicorn is another interruption, Fairy Tail in Graveyard would have been another interruption, so nope. Even though I think both decks also have access to Soul Charge, I think? Or is it only Gouki? It's, like in hindsight, like now, if with this matchup, I think 3-1. I think this was justified, seeing that okay, Releaser Dragoon is the more recent deck. Both decks having access to, you know, a huge amount of hand traps in favor of Gouki, you know, side deck, but you know, Jhin Releaser is ridiculous, and Dragoon is a board breaker. It's of course ridiculous on its own. Alright, so we are at Group C. Next matchup should be Necros, or speaking of Jinlock, it's going to take on the winner of last year, being Spellbook. So Necros and Spellbooks, I think that's a rematch, but again, correct me if I'm wrong from some time ago. So feel free to leave your predictions. Okay guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment or like if you enjoyed the video. Riddim signing out. Peace.